Today?
Yeah, I've come because Eddie, he's pretty good when we're at home, but when we're on walks, he pulls on the leash a lot. He's aggressive towards other dogs. We take him over to a friend's house. He's aggressive towards their dogs. But at home, he's usually pretty good. But once we leave outside and there's other stimuli, he gets kind of, distracted very easily.
Sit. We always have him sit before we take him inside. This is very important. This boundary training is a really important part of this. I step in or out, which we're about to show you. He waits till I come back next to him. He only walks through with me now. I say, okay. He walks through with me. You're going to see me come out right now. So I'm going to close the door and then I'm going to tell him to sit. You're going to hear me say sit. So sit. Open the door. Step out. He waits. So I can see how he popped up? Nope. Because he's going to pop up on you. He's only been here for a little while. He's just barely learning this. So he's sitting, he's waiting. You can see his crate in the background. He wants to run back into his crate there. Okay, but he knows that when we do this, he has to do it my way. So I reset him. You saw how I did that little left circle just like that? And then reset him. Sit. And now I'm going to release him to be free out here. Go. But these boundary exercises, really important, really integral to calming him down every day and in any situation, even the situations that trigger all of his worst behaviors. And you see how it is. He never goes through a boundary, and I count obviously a front door, any doorway. When I have a leash on him, I'm going to practice this boundary training because it's a great little 20, 30-second little mini training session. He respects the fact that this is your boundary, not his. So he waits until you come back next to him. The message is, of course, you only go through these boundaries with me and not pull. So you see how well he's doing even after just this short time with us. And we're going to count the doorways as boundaries. We're going to count gateways, curbs. I even count stairways if you have stairways as a boundary, because it's an opportunity for you to practice a really good sit-stay at a boundary. If you control the boundaries in his mind, you become serious in his life and you're much more of the one in charge, and instead of just his servant that he pulls through all doorways because he's excited to go out on a walk. And of course we're about to deal with that right now. And you need to start the walk on the inside of the front door like that. And if you have gateways or stairs or anything, every boundary you're sitting at, and by the time you get out on the street where he's going to see a distraction like another dog, he's going to be way calmer because you spent 2 minutes on the inside of your house hooking him up, doing the training there, like starting there before you open the front door all the way to outside. And you're going to see he's going to be way calmer and less reactive if you do this every time you take him outside. And we're going to show you the results in a minute. Okay. Sit. Have him sit before you allow him on the mat. And as you can see, he's sitting. There's no tight leash. He's really sitting. He's on my left. So with your right hand, you're going to pat his chest and say, go to your mat. And then you say down when you lead him to the mat. He doesn't go straight down, just you can help him. Remember, he's only just learned this. He's only been here for a little over a week or so. So good, he's just learning this right now. And we're walking around him, showing you he's got this little downstay now. And he even has a downstay without the mat, but the reason he has one so quickly is because of doing this mat exercise. And then the way you reward him is make sure he doesn't touch your hand. It's all about the delivery of the reward that matters. Good. See how he turned away and he waited until I placed it there on the mat in front of him. I withdrew and he took it when I withdrew. And I said good when he took it. So that's how you reward him. If you're throwing the reward down and you're moving in an awkward way or a hyper way, if you're super nervous, it's not going to be as good because generally, he's only going to become as calm as the person doing this exercise with him. So try to do it when you're feeling calm and steady. Good. It's all about how you reward him that matters. So you calmly reward him like that. and he starts to calm down. And see, all we're doing is just basic downstay where he accepts us walking around both ways. This is where we're at now for the time that he's been with us. But the reason we do it this way is because if we practice all these little things, which you're going to see more of them throughout this little video we're making for you. Nope. Good. If we practice all these little things, he's much calmer when he comes into contact with those distractions out on the street, mostly other dogs, things like that. And so this is all related to your issue with him, with the dog, the leash aggression and things like that. So this is a very important exercise. We're going to do it when I come to your house. We're going to do this inside your front room because you can stay on the mat when you knock on the door and when you ring the doorbell, things like that. We're just doing it out here so you can see how it goes outside. Good. So I can drop the leash out here. I can walk farther away. He stays there. I can come back, reward him. Good. And just do this for, say, 5 minutes a day. Just do it 5 minutes a day. That's all you have to do. But make sure that you do it exactly the way we're doing it here. If he pops up before you release him, you say no. And let's say if he's standing in front of you and he pops up, you say no. And you just gently but firmly put him back. You're just going to step on the leash and he'll go right back. You'll probably see your foot going up like that and just drop back down. If he leaves the mat, you're going to pick up the leash, or if you have it, you're going to take the leash. You're going to say no, and you're going to step into him. And you're going to walk him around back onto the mat. Gently but firmly put him back. Go back to where you were and continue it. Get a success out of him. And then reward him. So he's not making mistakes because he's learning his lessons really well. Good. So I had to pretend he made a mistake and show you that. He's doing really well. And of course, we're coming today to deliver him to you, and I'm going to do all this at your house to show you how to do it. But you'll have this video as a guide, little owner's manual on how he acted here. You get to see how he was here, and also there's no way you can forget how to do this exercise. And then to release him, he's waiting for you to stand back next to him like this, pat your leg and say, okay. He's going to get up, and then you say sit. So he gets up, you lead him off the mat, you have him sit, and then you release him, tap his chest and say, go. And he's free. Always pick up this mat because he loves his mat. All the dogs do. He's going to start wanting to go back there and jump on it because his association with his mat is all good. That's why this works so well, because he does one thing on this mat. That's it. Just one behavior. You practice that behavior like you saw me doing. That's solid downstay no matter where you go, no matter what you do. And he gets better and better at his downstays anywhere because of it. But he loves this exercise. So the power of the mat is he only goes on this mat when you allow him in that very specific way that you saw me. He's on a leash. He sits. You send him there. And he only comes off the mat. He's on a leash. He only gets released in a very specific way, the way I just showed you. And then it's the power of the mat is that it's so consistent and it's so structured. And it really accelerates his progress and all his other training if you keep doing this exercise. We're coming out of the gate now. We're coming out on the street to start his walk. Sit. Have him sit. I'm opening this big gate. This is a really tough one for him, or has been. Oh, see how he popped up? So I'm just going to close the gate like this. I'm going to say no. I'm going to close the gate because if he pops up, we want to teach him, hey, you popped up, and that's what made the gate close. You want to go out here so badly. Notice I'm not even using treat rewards because whenever I can use a real life circumstance as the reward, no. So all I did was I kind of tapped him and said no, and he went back. This is all very gentle, as you can see. There's no rough stuff. He's very fragile. He's very sensitive, so we're not correcting him to cause him pain or stress him out. But he loves to come out here and he loves his walks, so I don't need to use food because I taught him this here like this, and he knows that unless he does it my way, he doesn't get to have his walk. So we don't even have to use food in this situation with him. Okay, and he walks through. And I'm just kind of tapping a little bit. He's a very sensitive little guy. On the outside, I'm going to say sit. And already he's looking for something to bark at or chase. So I had him sit. I had to help him a little bit. I pulled up a little and I touched his rump. He went into a sit, but I'm not restraining him now. And I'm going to release him. Go. to be free for a second. I'm going to close this gate. But you see, just from doing that, he's not pulling. We start the walk in a very calm manner. And even if we saw a dog out here, in a heartbeat, I could just say, come, and he would come back to me and I'd call him away from the dog. Good. But now what we're going to do is we're going to start our walk over there. So we're going to keep filming. Sit. Got him sitting at a curb because, as you know, well, as I said in one of the other clips, I count curbs as boundaries. And you definitely want to establish a curb as the place that he respects, and he doesn't cross into the street without your permission. And it's just safe for him, but also if you're walking him, you're going to cross streets anyway. Why not use it as a means for training? So he's sitting, he's waiting. You saw I did a little sit stay. He's starting to get really good at that. He didn't pop up. I walked around him both ways. It's just something that makes him focus at a higher level, and he knows we're not crossing, and he doesn't get to have his free time walk until he does this for me. Okay. You see how calm he is, and this is the first time he's been on the street today. So if he starts to pull, you're just doing light tapping. See how the leash is always loose? Light tapping, just like this. Your leash has to always be loose, and all you have to do is watch this video. Sit, and have him sit. Now we cross the street, I have him sit, and now I'm going to tap his chest and say go, and let him be free. But you can watch throughout this video and see that the leash is always loose, and of course, throughout the video, you'll be seeing me show you how I keep it loose. But basically, it's the same thing all the time. It's just if he pulls, you just do a little tap. You can call him, come, call him back to you. Good, like that. Got a little reward in my right hand. Call him to this target. It's a fist. It's not a half open hand. It's not this, that, or whatever. It's very clear. It's a target with a treat inside. We're using this natural balance sausage for him with lamb flavored, which he loves, and it agrees with him. So it's geared to where if you don't have a reward, which you won't a lot of the time, especially in an emergency situation, you just pretend like you do. He can't see that it's empty. So even now, I can even show him, hey buddy, look, this is empty. Come. He doesn't know that. He can't help himself. Good boy. He comes to that. You just love him up extra. If he doesn't have a leash, you hook your hand under that collar and you got him. And with this little guy, you can hoist him up and get him out of any situation. Luckily, he's little, so you can do that. So that's why we're calling him to come like that with this target. And you also see that I back away. And you're going to see me calling him away from a bunch of dogs in a minute. And when you back away, it draws the dog to you. If you stand still, it's not half as good. So back away when you call him, when you practice, and he's just going to be drawn to you and he's not going to be able to help it, see? Good boy. And he loves to do it because every time he comes to you, something good happens. Can you see that dog? Oh, look, there's a little cute little white dog that just showed up. Come. He's very interested. See how I called him away? Good. I'm paying him for this one because just a few days ago, he'd see a little dog on the street. Come. That was a very quick good little interaction from about 20 feet away with the dog. But just about 5 or 6 days ago, he would see a dog and bark and pull and be kind of a little crazy. So he's already changing, he's already getting better. And you just keep doing this and you'll see he'll just get better and better. Oh, look. Oh, little dog, come. We just got surprised. Good. See, I'm practicing the recall. You got this little dog that just popped out of the gateway. Come. Oh, good. Eddie's very excited and wants to go over there. And you have to go there, though. Stay in the shot because he's filming you. I have to be the director as well as the dog trainer. Come. So see Eddie's reaction. This is a result of, for like the last 5 or 6 days, because he's only been with us for a little more than a week, but I've been practicing this every day with different dogs. Come! And so now he's anticipating, good, that he's going to be called away from these dogs. The leash is always loose. And are you zooming in on me now? Because they need to see. See, he's even getting agitated. With this little guy, you just do a couple of taps. There's no rough stuff. There's no, come! And he'll even turn around to me. Good. Before I call him to come. Already he's learning. He's super smart. So you're just tapping. If you're doing this, you will cause aggression. If you're letting him pull you like this, you're going to cause aggression. If you're standing there like this, it's a tight leash. It causes aggression because it causes stress. So you're always having it be loose. And if you are going to use the leash in some way, you're going to do a tap, 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 and back away, and then say come as well. Good. And you got the come happening there. So that when you don't have to tap, come. See, you didn't even have to tap. Good. We already have it happening with him. He's such a quick learner. I think it's been 9 days, something like that. And he had some leash aggression with dogs on the street. Can you walk around so that little Joey can move a little? There you go. Just kind of, there you go. Just move around a little bit. See how I'm just tapping? He wants to pull over there. Oh, good boy. He chooses to come back to me. This is the way that it, that it works in real life. If he pulls, see how I'm just tapping? And then I would also, good, he chooses to come back, but I would also, when he's back with you and I'm not there anymore, always see a dog on the street and just say, come. Use your command, call him away from that dog. Good. Get him going in the other direction or across the street or whatever. Because with you on your street and I'm not there, it's going to be tougher for him to change when handled by you. So you should do come very strictly at calling him away. Good. Getting him out of there, getting him away from the distraction that's coming your way or wherever it is. And he'll just keep getting better and better. You see how quickly he's changing already. All right, we're about to be surprised by another dog, but I think that Eddie's on to us. It's coming, it's a very slow dog, I guess. Oh, there it is. Come. Good. Big dog this time. I wanted to practice with a couple of different dogs. So let her go. Just go like this. Hold on to the leash like that. Just like that. There you go. Just like this. So we see that, so stay there though. Come. No, so good. We're having a little communication problem. Ronnie, this. See this? Do that. Good. Only that. And walk around. Walk right there. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. And then Eddie, of course, has already lost interest. Come. And all the dogs are very calm today, but normally these dogs might be pulling a little bit more, barking. But I think all bets are off. Come. If good, you meet a dog that's on the street that is barking at him and maybe has a little of aggression as well, it might be a lot harder. But even in those situations, come. You call him away, get him out of there. He comes to you. Always, as you can see in these videos, I'm stepping into him and he's on my left, so I'm always going to turn left, really important. I'm not dragging him, I'm just using my body and I'm doing the tap tap stuff. Look how close we are to this other dog. And the leash is loose. So if he can change this quickly in less than 2 weeks, then you just keep doing this and he's going to get a lot better. Good boy. He's just looking away from that dog. We're like 10 feet away. And whenever you're in a situation like this and he chooses to look back at you away from the distraction, the dog in this case, you need to reward that. Good. Treats, petting, or both, whatever you have, because he needs to know this is the new way to do everything. You ignore that distraction, you ignore that other dog, you turn away from it, you pay attention to the person handling you. Good stuff happens. Rewards, treats, petting, love, all that stuff. And of course you have your come command as well that works really well already, but you keep practicing this the way we just showed you. Okay, let's go.